Welcome back with another review. I'm Strange Wang, and you were to tell us, got on a brass tacks. Well, we got Last House on the Left, and I gave that a score of 6 out of 10 wings.
Why? 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 Why?
Because simple. It made a ginormous impact on the horror genre. It made Wes Craven stand out, who became a profound, prolific fucking horror director. I'll say the best well-known horror director of all time. So you got him from this. So for what it did for the horror culture and fan base, and what it did for how it was made, definitely deserves that 6 out of 10. Now, from me, not a huge horror fan, someone who watches all the classics, including this one because it is a classic, I wasn't feeling it at all. And that's okay, because it wasn't really made for me.
That's fair.
I definitely feel like this is definitely made for the horror fan, and that's just not me. I love classics. I love films similar to this, like Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I love the gritty feel, the gritty look to it. I love the raw, like stomach-turning kills. But with this film, I didn't like it because first things first, the one thing I hate about it the most, the levity. The levity was poor. It was slapstick. You just seeing this innocent girl get raped, beaten, cut, shot, and it's just like, yeah, it's very realistic, but I don't want to see these cops fall off a fucking chicken truck after that. I felt that was poor, that was insensitive. I didn't feel like it fit with the movie. I didn't feel like it did anything to further the movie. If anything, it took me out of the movie. Because with a film, so example, a film like House That Jack Built, the stylistic choices are humorous, but it lets you know it's a movie because it's so far left. This is just dumb. It's not stylish at all. It's the same directing as what we've seen before with the shots and all. So you're using the same directing style, but you're making a slapstick comedy within this sick horror movie, and it doesn't fit. It doesn't work for me at all. The characters in the beginning, you don't really care about the two girls who get raped, beaten, and murdered. So from that aspect, I didn't care about them, but I was emotionally invested, I guess would be the word. Emotionally invested, because these are humans and they are getting fucking terrible things done to them. But that's cheap, and I didn't appreciate cheap manipulation, cheap heat. So I didn't appreciate that. I didn't like it. And when the coincidence, they're right in front of her house, they go into her house, they find out she lives there, I thought it was all cheap. It was poor. And this is probably from 2020 eyes, because I've seen this a lot. And because this movie is so iconic and it's been ripped off 100 times and remade and picked from, and they bitten Wes Craven's style, it's probably because of that. Because the look of the film didn't bother me. If anything, it added to the film, just like it did in Texas Chainsaw Massacre. So I was fine with that. The directing style was whatever, because I've seen it done so many times or redone. But I also feel like this film didn't have a purpose at the time. It was probably innovative, definitely innovative, and like nothing to ever seen before. But in 2020 eyes, this movie didn't do anything for me. And throwing the police on top of that, that was the worst part to me. And I thought they ruined the film. So to the cops in this movie, I think you suck.
Like a prostitute. Oh, man.
Again, I didn't like the direction of this film. I thought it was very cheap and it didn't earn it. And for me, and my investment and my time to really care about these characters,
You gotta earn it!
Wes Craven didn't earn this. I mean, he's made some spectacular films later on, Scream, Nightmare on Elm Street. Those films, I think he earned it. He earned my investment and my care for these characters. This film, it didn't do it for me at all. So maybe it's just me not being a horror film fan as much as other people, but this movie didn't stick with me. No pun intended, because that guy, he loves his fucking knife for some reason. But if it did stick with you, tell me down below in the comment section. Scroll back up, hit the like button, share the video, and subscribe.